Hi there again. Well, as promised, I said I was going to do a few more modifications to this beast. Got a other bit of news really, which is going to be the next project after this, which if I show you around here a sec. This thing finally got the rams out. It's a 1500mm press brake, 4 or 5 feet, whatever. And it's getting on a bit. It's 1981, I think it is. It's had lots of abuse, and I've challenged myself to make it work again. Well, actually, it does work. It's just that the rams were bleeding oil, so the seals were gone. We took them to our ram guys, and they went, "Oh yeah, that's going to need a serious amount of work." So, not looking forward to the bill. However, there's one that goes up in under there. You can just see the bolts there, look. Yeah, and further down the beam, there's one that goes in there. There's all kinds of balancing stuff that I've got to do there, but anyway, like I say, that bad boy's a project for another day. Anyway, back to what I said I was going to show you. Back to the machine. We had these things holding the torch, and you can see that they're not exactly the right shape, and the reason for that is because they keep crashing the torch. So there's our torch. Now if I just move it so I can get to it, hang on a minute, we need to that's better set. Let me just grab the keyboard, one keyboard. There we go. So if we just move it, there we go. God, that thing sounds so sexy now. I gotta do it again. Listen. Oh, that thing, and that's 20 meters a minute. How cool is that? Anyway, that aside, I could just do that all day. I've been doing it all week. I've been doing it for 2 weeks since I did the last video. It never ceases to amaze me. I don't know whether it's my ingenuity or whether it's just because I'm just crazy like doing shit. Anyway, so what we've got here. This morning we machined up these, 2 of them. We've got a aluminium 1.5 inch by, I don't know, 3/8, sorry. Or might be 1/2 inch, I don't know. Aluminium bar, sorry, that we put them to. And then what we've done here is we've got some magnets, neo magnets we've put in there. They are screwed and glued, and you can see I put a little recess in there. I was going to mill out a circle, but you know what? It's Saturday. The sun's only just started to shine, and I just couldn't be asked. Basically what we've got here now is a breakout, collision detect, almost. If I take our collision detect wires, yeah, they're there. I haven't worked out yet how I'm going to do the detection. So as it stands at the moment, it's a little bit dangerous because the arc could still be going with this knocked off. So I'm going to have to stay either one night or maybe make it next Saturday and just hope the guys don't crash the shit out of the machine and start setting fire to themselves or whatever. But yeah, cables are there, ready to go. There's actually 2 cables there. Reason being is that we're going to want an encoder cable to go back to the control board, because this Z-axis is still just a straightforward stepper. So open loop stepper. It hasn't caused any problems, certainly not as much of a problem as it was with the X and Y, so it hasn't skipped any steps that I know of. It does its job, it does it pretty quick. And it's a nice to have, not a need to have at the moment. So there we go. So just to get back to this collision detect thing. The idea is, if I can just go out a little bit more wide angle. The idea is you hit something, boom, comes off. So there's the 2 magnets. Okay, we've been slightly smart ass about it. We've put our steel plate on for the magnets, and those 2 little dimples either side of the, oh hang on, let me put that. So if you look at that dimple there and look at that dimple down there, yeah, that is what if you have a look here, we've got some grub screws, so they locate in, so that the torch has always got a locating place. Now there's just one minor problem with this. Putting it back on, you take your life in your own hands. You've got to hold it like that, and it just goes up on there like that. So snap back on. All we're going to do is find the, there we go. So, oh, my fingers are in the way. So it's located on there now. So there we go, back on solid. And we've tested it, and yeah, I mean, it breaks away. It does exactly what it should do. If we lower the nose down, because my biggest fear was that from the rotary, as you can see, we're above the rotary there now. In fact, if I just do that. Yeah, well, that didn't work. So we bring the nozzle down. Going from rotary, the rotary finishes about there-ish. Yeah, so that's pretty much center of the rotary. And I'm absolutely scared half to death that somebody's going to wreck this expensive torch. It's 600-700 quid, I think. I can't remember how much I quote was the last time, but it's a lot of money. And it doesn't take a genius to work out that all you've got to do is that. Yeah, and you're going to have a bad day. You're going to break the end of that torch off because this thing's so powerful now. And especially with the 21 geared motors, it's not a lot going to stop it. You know, I've known a couple of big girls in my life that would stop it, but that's another story. But it's just not going to stop it. So I'm just worried, and there's been one or two little knocks that I haven't been told about. But now, of course, if we just pop in a little bit closer, there we go. So now, if we're out here and we crash, it all breaks out nicely on the magnet. Yeah, so that's a nice little torch crash with a preserved torch. So that's where we're at with that. It was a bit of an arse ache. I did try to record bits and pieces of making it, but it's a bank holiday here, and the trouble is with the bank holiday, nobody wants to work, and I can't say I blame them. So it all boiled down to really is the time that we had. God, I tell you, this thing is a beast to try to get on. It all came down really to the time that we had to make the bits. So I was working my little hind legs off, making all the clamps and making all the machining everything to the right size, and machining out the grooves, fitting the magnets, while one of my lads made the strip, countersunk all, made sure all that fit, making sure that nothing sticks out the back so there's any fouling going on in there, because it's all a little bit tight. So yeah, thought I'd give you a little update. I'll show you more when the electronics are there, so we can have it live firing, and you can see the whole thing stop. It's one of the good things about myplasm. It has got quite a few little bits that the bigger professional systems have got. So collision detect is something I should have wired in maybe several years ago, maybe 6 years ago, on my very first machine, but I never did because, well, pretty much I was the only one operating it. Unfortunately, that's not the case anymore. Wish it was. And we're pretty much there now. The rotary's working brilliantly. The machine's working nicely. My fantastic idea about the bed was great when we were only cutting 1 or 2 sheets a day, or 1 or 2 components a day, or more, whatever. This machine does go every single day, without doubt. It just does. It gets used every day, and the build-up of the dross and stuff on the open tread flooring now is becoming more of a nuisance than it is, than it is helping, more of a hindrance than it is helping. So next job after all of this is going to be, let's pull out all of this, let's put in a vane frame, and we will do the triangular vanes and put them in there, probably 50mm spacing, something like that. It's going to be what it's going to be, whatever we can fit in. Although this flooring worked well, it only works well up until a point. So every few months or so, we're having to get out the like the hammer drill and just try to knock some of it off. Like, it's particularly bad up here where, yeah, you can see you just can't reach. You can't keep knocking it off. It just becomes a little bit of a laugh, and we want stuff cutting out the door as fast as possible. It's the only way you make money these days. So yeah, there we are. That is it. If you're wondering what this little sort of abortion is, it's a jig. We use it quite a bit. It's for fixed, so fixed cuts. So have we got an example? Yes, we have got an example. So if we have a look at these, okay, what we do is we put that in there up to, let's put it in the right way around, right? Put it in there like that. We do this up, okay? We set our 0 here, and we slice in a cut, pierce for holes, and that's it. And then what we do is that we cut that little bit out there with a disc cutter, using a jig, because we thought we could use the rotary, but I'm not sure that we can use the rotary. And we are turning out this. This is a component for a customer that wanted these recessed, so it sits in pretty much like that. Yeah, it's like that. There's plenty of clearance. That's what he wanted, and he's bolting it to one of his frames. So as you can see, that is what that is for. And although it looks clumsy, it looks like it might not. It looks like it would take longer than if you use a disc cutter. We had a race. Guess who won? The machine won. It's so quick. Just drop them in that little drill vise. Press F5. Boom. You know, seconds. It's done. That's 2 cuts and 2 hole pierces. It means we haven't got to set up a jig for drilling the holes. It means that we haven't got to set up a jig for, you know, cutting out those little recesses, those little tabs. So yeah, that's what that's for. It's quite tight located in these holes, because we don't want it to move. It's dead square to our beam. So yeah, we can put almost any length in there. We do slotted aluminium pieces as well, aluminium angle, and they're only about 400mm long, so they're from this stop here to about sort of like that long. And we put slots in that, and they make up little aluminium dollies next door for them. So yeah, it's got its uses, and it is incredibly accurate. It's as accurate as the machine is, I guess. And yeah, that's what that is, because I'm pretty sure that somebody would say, why have you got a vise on your bench? And that's the reason for it. Anyway, that's brought you up to date so far. I will keep you informed on that thing over there. That one. Ooh, too far. I'll keep you informed on that. I should know more about that very, very shortly. Probably next week. And yeah, we'll do a couple of vids on that one. I don't know what to do about it. I don't know whether we will get it going. I've got an element of money I can throw at it, but I haven't got huge sums. So anyway, there's the breakout. Next Saturday, electronics. If I don't do it before, if I do, I'll bung up a quick little video so that you can see it actually working. Anyway, thank you very much. Please like and subscribe. I have noticed the subscriptions going up a little. I'm a bit lazy when it comes to titles and descriptions, and I really must get better at it and put a few more links in the description for bits and pieces. You know, in particular where I get my components, maybe where I get my aluminium chunks from, maybe where I get all my consumables from, people like that. I really ought to share the wealth a bit. It's just so busy. It takes so much time to make this stuff, and then the time to make the video, it can be a little bit challenging. But anyway, there we go. I will try to do better, as they say. As my school report was exactly the same. Could do better. But I'll try to improve for you guys. And like I say, any questions, do not hesitate. I'll try to answer everything as soon as I can. There's been some interesting comments. Very encouraging comments as well, I must admit. As it does spur me on to do these things. And I think everybody on YouTube that you know, is doing kind of info vids, really, they do appreciate the good and not being, you know, not keep getting slated for something that you're doing wrong. Oh, I don't know whether you're doing it wrong or no, eh? If it's your way, right? If it works, it works. So yeah, power to everybody on that one. Anyway, take care. Like I say, appreciate the subscriptions. Anything you think is a little bit wrong or I could do better, please let me know. It won't be the first time, won't be the last time that I've had constructive criticism. Blatant flaming I won't tolerate, as simple as that, but constructive criticism I always take note of. So take care, enjoy your bank holiday if you're in the UK. If you're not, I'm sorry we're having a bank holiday. Take care now. Cheers.